What's up, Diginerds? It's your boys, Dante or Inferno, and it's
David.
And we're here coming to you with a BT13 tier list. You know what it is. Let's hop into it. Guys, this meta's insane.
It's ridiculous. I mean, look at all these decks we got here. We haven't talked about anything since, I think it was BT12. So we got some stuff in here from, that we think is kind of relevant from EX4, but we're mostly talking about BT13 here. And let's just hop right into it. So I guess the first deck we have here is this Security Control.
Yeah, Security Control has a lot of variants out there right now. Y'all just saw it top regional. Like it came second place in a regional. And it was running a crazy build. You can never count out Security Control. It's definitely always a contender. There's just so much support for it now. Seraphimon. Yeah, it's just insane. It really is insane. Some of these decks, Security Control probably just really beats really well.
To be fair, there's a lot of decks that sometimes just don't care about it now. Like the two best decks of the format, to be completely honest.
I feel like we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We have Red Hybrid here. I don't think it's a contender.
Oh, it definitely still is.
I don't think it's top tier. I think it's probably here, almost there. Personally speaking,
it's still gonna get tops. It's still, the problem with it is that it is sometimes a little slow.
Yeah, I can't remember last time I saw Red Hybrid top, to be honest with you. It's been a while, you know what I'm saying? It's been a little bit. I think it's almost there. It probably needs a little bit more support to catch up in speed. But for the most part, I mean, I just don't see it. Maybe there's one here. There's one. That's one. Oh, there's a second one here.
That's what I'm saying.
Two.
It's still good.
Maybe it's full match dependent. I just don't see how. I don't see how it wins in some of these games. Definitely.
You've never played the deck.
New metas that are happening here. But I played against it plenty of times.
Once doesn't count.
What do you mean? Mastermon, okay, we're gonna put it top tier.
Mastermon, I guess we are funning it. That's what it is. Let's be honest here. Mastermon, I guess we are funning it.
No. It has some more support. I heard people talk about it. There are waves. There are Mastermon builds out there that are secret. We're gonna put it on Why Are You Trying?
Yeah.
Because it's a thing still, guys. There was two new cards that really helped Mastermon out quite a lot. That Geo Greymon,
but it's not quite there.
Yeah, but it needs angels that do that. Like if it had an angel that could search like that, it'd probably be broken. But yeah. What's this?
This is Black War Gray. It's definitely gas. This thing, I definitely put it above Security Control because it's one of those decks that with Yuya and the right decks, the right combo of stack, just doesn't care about the security, and you're hitting for multiple hits all at once. Yeah, I would definitely put it above Security Control, just because the Black War deck can just trash security every unsuspend.
Yeah, like I would say that this is one of Security Control's worst matchups, but when I think of if Security Control was better than some of the top decks, I just think it is. Some of the current top, other than like
I agree with you that it is better than some of the top decks, but I'm telling you, I don't think it's better than Black War.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a bad matchup, but this is I'm really thinking this is like is it good against the meta? Because really we're like facing it. You know, the top cards are here. That's what you need to be good at. You know, against right. You need to have good matchups there to be the higher you go. But obviously this is just a direct bad matchup with each other. And this is why whenever like this is the best deck in the meta, this is really bad because that's just the worst matchup. But I'm not really facing those against each other. I'm more so like facing them like against the things that are better than it.
You still want to place them in how good you think they are. That's all right.
Beelzemon, yeah, we know Beelzemon's still top deck. Can't get past that shit.
You can.
I've been talking about like keeping it down. Like
I don't know. I think with everything going on, I think it is just in the gas section.
Really?
Yeah.
That's spicy take.
I mean, if you look, even looking over there, look, there's what? 2.
Yep. 2.
And then didn't even do well.
Top 16 pretty well. Pretty good.
But it within the top 16.
I mean, 2. You got your 1 here. I'm the altar. Guys, hey, look at what happened. What the fuck is Brisbane? I don't know what that is. If I'm the altar's top in Brisbane, something's wrong. I don't know what to tell you. Because
it's a pilot. It's a pilot thing,
bro. A lot of times it's just your unlucky thing.
That too. I mean, the deck's top end is. We'll get to it when we talk about it. But honestly, why is this? I think. I only think that we're gonna have 2 decks up there personally.
Okay.
But
okay.
I think that's.
I think it's definitely better.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that the 2 decks that go up there, we'll get to in a moment. You could argue 3, but I think for sure 2, because they're going to be the meta-defining this format. That if you can't beat them, then you're probably more than likely not going to top, because they're going to be the most represented decks. And that's why Gas is just the decks that are the best suited to compete against it.
Speaking of which,
Blue Flare, it's Gas. Don't even.
No. Blue Flare. It's so the best decks in the format Blue Flare hard loses to. Think about it. Well, think about what these do and what they play around one Digimon and or no Digimon on the board, and then they pop off. Blue Flare is just sad the entire time. It's like it never gets its abilities off. Literally never.
I don't know. I think it can.
And then it has a hard Black War Gray matchup at that. And it already has a hard security control matchup because again, nothing's on the board. And then it has a hard Beelzemon matchup. Well, that's probably even more so. That's more of an even matchup. But like, did you just think about the cards that are up there? There's just no life. There's no way. Like green, Blue Flare versus green, beautiful. But other than that, it's like it's hard right now.
But you're counting it. You're counting it out. You're.
I think it's better than this though.
It definitely is, but I think you're judging it too harshly. I definitely think it's one of the better decks of the format. I don't think you can just put it as almost there. It's gonna get a lot of tops. I mean, if you look at that over there and those over here, I mean, look, it is doing things over there.
No,
look.
I can understand that. I'm talking like when you count the new when you think of the new meta, David, think about what those top decks do and how Blue Flare can't handle them.
But at the same time, Blue Flare has gotten a lot faster and is now hitting a lot harder. So it can, if they take too long to set up, because one of those decks does take a little bit of setup, it can just steamroll them without having to stun. It does some things.
I don't think so. I just don't think so.
It's very aggressive.
It can't. It's aggressive in a way that it's like it is aggressive, but at the same time, it can't do its unsuspending, which makes it less aggressive. Way less aggressive. It loses a lot. I think it loses a lot. I think it's like nearly there. If it wasn't based on the fact that it had 2 Digimon on the board, I think it'd easily be way better. But since it relies so much on that, and just the matchups, bro, like some of these matchups are hard, dude. Like security control is hard for Blue Flare. Black or Gray, I've played it too many times to know it's hard. Like the Black or Gray can sit on one stack and just beat your ass down with it.
Yeah.
Right. Beelzemon is trying to die. It's trying to swing into security and die, and then all of a sudden you're just dead. It's an even matchup though. I think this is more of an even matchup. But like you look at when we talk about some of these, we'll put it here, and we'll get to them. We'll come back to it. And like
I think you're judging it a little too harshly. I think it is still gas. Jessamon, I'm gonna put it as almost there.
Yeah, definitely almost there.
Especially with the new support. Its top end isn't that great. The new Jessamon for that deck is kind of trash. But the Genkumon is all right. The new Genkumon. And then, but its bottom support that it got from this set, oh my gosh, the ramping ability is just there. It allows you to go from 0 to nothing really fast. But the problem is, again, the top end just isn't good enough, and especially against these newer decks, it's not worth it, because as soon as they get rid of the GX, you're nothing. You gotta start all over, and then it's too slow, and it is relying a little too much on pieces. It's too clunky.
I would say it's more too clunky than the top. The top end is great. I think you might not know, but maybe you forget what GX does.
I know what GX.
But it can take any of these other Royal Knights and have that ability, so it has built-in protection essentially. I definitely Genkumon X which is the best card against one of the best card decks in the format.
Okay, so I was specifically talking about the new top end.
Okay,
that wasn't good.
Okay,
I'm not getting any doubt that it's old top end.
Gotcha. I think it's fun, but I think it's almost there. Maybe, I mean,
no.
It just depends. I think
it's not better than Red Hybrid.
I think it's like a good GX player does things people, but it just depends.
Red Hybrid is more consistent and faster.
We'll see. Well, I that's what I was saying. Like, I think with the consistency boost, maybe. It's hard to tell. We'll see.
Bloom Lord, we're definitely putting it in gas.
What?
Yeah. So it still has good matchups against everything except some of the best decks. Some of the top, I'd say the top 4 decks are its worst matchups. It's still going to do things. It's still going to compete. It just can't. Just because of how much it can swarm the board and how little memory it takes to get started. Because if you're not consistently popping Bloom Lord stuff early game, you're going to lose.
I don't think you can justify putting this in gas. If the best deck in the format pops things on command, you just can't. It doesn't have a matchup. Beelzemon also does really well against that. What does it do? Like, what can it do against that?
It can mess up Black War Gray. It can mess up security control.
I mean, the security control matchup's pretty good for it. Because like it builds wide, and security control does really good against boards that build wide with the new stuff that's in the game. Plus, just
with the new support for Bloom Lord, I mean, you still have Quartzmon, which you can't doubt. You can't put it in Why Are You Trying? That is so much better than that. If you're gonna put it less than gas, it has to be at the top of almost there. It is better than both those decks, and honestly, I think it can compete against the decks that we've already put.
I don't think it's better than like you're just talking about how Red Hybrid
is a lot slower.
Top, right?
Yes, so, but it is slower than Bloom Lord.
Doesn't make it just because it's slower doesn't make it. It's more
Bloom
about
Lord hits harder and can stun it.
It's more about how good the deck is versus everything, right? We've seen Red Hybrid beat Bloom Lord multiple times, right? Red Hybrid has more tops in the past recents.
In the past recents, yes,
which
but I don't think Red Hybrid is better than Bloom Lord.
I mean just like this deck barely changed.
It actually changed a decent amount.
Barely changed.
It got a decent amount of support.
This barely
barely change.
This still pretty decent.
No.
It's almost there.
No. Not even close.
And plus, like I said, the matchup is just too bad. Like its matchup is just is way too bad.
Its matchup is better than Red Hybrid's.
No, it's not. Red Hybrid still does what it wants to do. Red Hybrid doesn't. I mean, Blue Lord doesn't even have a chance to play the game. It doesn't even have a chance to play the game. Like. You experienced it yourself. Literally experienced it yourself. You don't have a chance to play the game. It's like the worst. It's like the worst thing possible.
I don't think so.
I mean, I don't understand. I think you're just like, we'll let you go for that. I think you're just like copium and want it to be good, but like, there's no way. There's no like.
It definitely is.
If the most represented deck, if that's all you're going to see at a regionals. You're just gonna cry when you play Bloom Lord. That's how it's gonna work. You're gonna play it probably two out of your like 8 games, or at least 3 out of your 8 games, if you make it that far. And you're just gonna be like, nah, I don't play this game anymore because all my greens get popped over and over again. That's literally how it's gonna work. Maybe you see some of these things, and even then, like some of the things we're gonna talk about, the other purple cards do a lot of popping as well. Some of the top decks are purple right now, which also Bloom Lord has a hard time dealing with because we pop for days, my boy. But other than that, Dorbrick, I haven't seen Dorbrick do anything lately.
I'd put it as the problem with Dorbrick is that you can't necessarily count it out, only because like if they got it, they got it. And,
True. If they
got it. It's either they have it or they don't, and it just comes out of nowhere and it can just beat the mess out of you in one hit, and that's it. And that's all it does.
Yeah.
It's a one-punch pony, and but it's not. It bricks hard. So either they get it or they don't, and it just depends on how much time you give them to set up. That's essentially it. If you don't give them a whole lot of time, they may have it, they may not have it. If you give them a lot of time, they're more than likely going to get it.
I put it almost there.
Definitely at the bottom end though, because it's just too reliant on its pieces. Examon, honestly, Honestly, I would put it with Why Are You Trying? The new Examon unfortunately doesn't really help the deck as much as we would like it to. It does help, but it doesn't. Without that promo Draco, it doesn't do enough to really make it compete against some of these better decks. It's just too difficult. It's still too clunky and definitely a lot slower than these other decks.
Very big truth. Very big truth.
And this is coming from an Examon player.
Mirage Galga.
That's not Mirage Galga. That's Old Force.
Oh, Old Force?
Old Force, I'd put it at almost there.
Yeah, I think it's like real close. It's real close to being somewhere.
I think
it's probably like...
Actually, I think it's just under Red Hybrid.
I think it's right here?
I think it's right there. Just because...
That's a fair plot. That's a fair plot to put it.
It's just too reliant on needing too many things. Yeah, you can search for them, and yeah, you can get them, and it is one big stack, but just again, if you're not hitting it just right, it could just utterly plop on you.
Yeah.
But and the new Old Force doesn't really help much for that deck. It's kind of, for the most part, it's kind of trash in that deck. The new Old Force.
Just help us a little bit. It's almost there, guys.
And then Mirage Galga, I would definitely put it at the top end of gas.
Top it? I don't think it's better than Digimon.
I don't know if you know what that deck does.
No, I've been watching.
That deck makes you
things.
Draw like crazy. It hurts Beelzemon.
But Beelzemon
is a lot of decks.
Beelzemon though.
I'm telling you.
There.
I think it also has a better matchup against some of the better decks than Beelzemon does. Just to be completely honest.
It's hard. We'll see. We'll see what's in the middle.
I think it's
good. I think it's top end. I think you can't. I think both of these are great.
No, I agree. They're both great, and they both deserve to be a top end. I think you're going to see more Mirage Galga than you're going to see Beelzemon.
I don't know. I think the way you're talking about it, it's like as if it's really a lot better. I don't think there's no way it's that much better. I think you probably go either way.
Well, you're still living in the fact that you keep forgetting that Beelzemon has been nerfed. It is not as good as it used to be.
The nerf was to one card, and
it's
to be honest,
not as good as it used to be.
People have been able to. It just slowed it down by a turn if you don't draw the nuts.
It has slowed down.
So you can still.
It still does what
turn 2 kill somebody.
You can, but you have to be like.
But it's typically turn 3 or 4.
And the pilot.
It's perfectly turn 3 or 4, which is still fucking amazing.
Digimon. This deck, it's.
No, I was hyped on but it didn't do what it was supposed to do.
Well, we haven't had as much. I mean, this EX4 format has been very small. I think it's one of the best decks in EX4. But for this BT13 meta, you gotta bring it down. I'm not sure if it's gas, but I would say it's top end of almost there. I don't know if you could put it in gas. You could argue put it at the very bottom of gas, but I don't think its matchups into those top tier decks are good enough to place it there. If you did place it there, it'd be at the very bottom. But I would say you put it at the top of almost there.
Yeah, I can feel that.
At the very beginning, yeah. And then Wargrey. So this deck, I'm gonna be. I think it's gonna be better than Black Wargrey this format, which. For sure, just because you do have that metal gray, you're more likely to use the metal gray that has the raid, and you have the war gray that raids. The raiding mechanics is going to be really good in this format, and then you still have access to the metal gray X that prevents you from being DP reduced. So it's going to be, that deck is definitely going to be better. I would put it in. If you're gonna, actually, I'd leave it like this. I'd put it in front of the security control and leave Black War Gray behind security control.
See, I don't think War Gray has a good matchup in security control.
It can still do things that Black War Gray does, the same things.
But there's a specific thing about it that like makes it a lot harder. Plus, this new security control. It is kind of bomb. It is kind of bomb. Bomblicious. Bomblicious is what we'll call it. People have been doing.
You are definitely hyping up security control a lot more than what it is.
People have been. I mean, just look at this. Those regionals, 3 security control. It was another security control here. This security control, they did what you call it. What they ran the regular control. There is a build running around that's absolutely insane. That I wish I wanted to do a what you call it on it. Was it this one that's like came in second? Yes, this one. I think this is absolutely insane. The one that Texan Black War Gray is just dumb, in my opinion. Absolutely dumb. It does things that it's not supposed to do. Like, you shouldn't be able to run Black War Gray security control. That shouldn't be a thing. That's why I think definitely things like this makes it really, really good, really hard to face against. Plus, I thought War Gray doesn't do the unsuspend thing. The unsuspend trash.
Yeah, it can.
I thought you don't run that in the War Gray.
It depends. It's again. Those decks are very hard to distinguish between each other. You can do. It just depends on the pilot and how they want to run it. Right now, most decks are kind of like flip-flopping. Like, they're running a lot of the same stuff, and you can interchange all of it. Like, that's the one that over here at the Metal Gray X, all the way on the far left, second row, right there. That's the one that does the trashing on the unsuspended.
They run 2 of this, so I see that they just cut down on this.
Yeah, which is also the same one that prevents DP deletion.
Yeah, so they just cut down on that part of it.
Yeah, they cut down on it, but they still play it.
Got you. Yeah, I just I think it's crazy. But I can. Which one is this?
That's War Gray. That's Black War Gray.
Being here,
I think it would be there. I wouldn't put it anywhere else. I'd put it right there.
This is
Gallantmon. Yeah, Gallantmon. I would put at almost there.
I don't really know what Gallantmon. I just know it's an aggressive deck.
Actually, it's had 3 formats of getting stuff, but I honestly don't see it doing a whole lot. Let's put it in Why Are You Trying? I'd probably put it at the top end, just because it has gotten, the new Gallantmon is just ridiculously good. Oh my gosh. That card alone just ramped up the deck itself, but unfortunately it's not good enough by itself with the rest of the. I mean, we've gotten, again, the last 3 sets have all had Gallantmon support, and it's still not the best thing in the world.
Okay.
Yep. Our first deck in why is this a thing? Definitely. I'd probably say either tied for the best or the best.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. This thing does things. It'll touch you in places you don't want to be touched. Just the amount of DP reduction, plus just building up fast, and just the tamers punching you in the face for extra security, and just free digivolves. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's doing things. Being able to recov, being able to search your security now. I mean, there's not much else to say, but all these decks are fighting to see if they can beat that.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's quite dumb.
Hunters. I'd put it at the. I want to put it at the top of gas.
Yeah, like Hunters is like.
It still does things.
It's like
it still tucks. It still does its things. It's still very hard to beat. It still got quartz. I would put it at the top of gas just because it's very fast, very consistent, and just does things.
It's like, God bless it. It's like, and you know, it probably doesn't have the worst matchup into Shine Gray, to be honest with you.
It really doesn't. It still has a decent matchup into it, but at the same time, I mean, DP reduction is DP reduction. It just depends on who can kind of get there first, and they can still tuck your Shine, but they're still going to be swinging at you with Marcuses.
Yeah, like, fuck, man. Like, this is so hard not to put it at the, cause, I mean, other than that, like, it still does, and it does everything it can do against all these other decks as well.
Yes, absolutely. I don't know if you put it at why is this a thing, but it's definitely at the top of gas.
Yeah, not to but like,
I mean, if you want to put it up there, I wouldn't complain. What's
the card? We were just talking about it.
Quartz.
Quartz just fucks up Shine Gray.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do that, I mean, Bloom can pump out quartz.
Yeah, but no, that's not the thing though. That's
I know.
It's like fucking this.
I know.
Bloom just sad. Bloom is sad, bro.
Bloom is very sad into that. It doesn't stand a chance.
What is this?
Alter S. I don't know. I haven't looked at that deck list, but that's that topped over there. But that's weird. I'd put it in Why Are You Trying?
Yeah,
I like the deck. It's just too niche and just very needs too many pieces to go off. If you have all of your pieces, I mean, great. But your top end, I mean, it's all right at best. I mean, it's strong, but not strong enough for the payout and how much it takes to go into it. Ravemon. Look, I'm on the hype train for this deck. We're gonna put it in gas. I agree.
Ravemon does things. We're at the bottom gas.
I agree.
But I think it's gas.
I agree.
I think people are gonna be surprised when they see it top a few times.
I don't think people are gonna be surprised. That deck is good.
Everything I've been hearing from people, they do not like that deck. They're like, it doesn't do enough, bro. The recursion in this deck is dumb.
Yeah, just being able to play itself out, being able to have the blast mode, and just constantly just be able to bring it back. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is pretty strong. It can just bring itself back, and then it does have those new option cards that are pretty good. It's got, and just getting there doesn't take a whole lot. From what I've seen, it doesn't take a whole lot to get there.
And the trashing from people's hands is actually insane.
Just being able, it does a lot of trashing, which will ruin strategies. But again, which Beelzemon doesn't care. I want you to trash it to crap. It doesn't care.
No. It was trash from hand. It did not mean from a deck. Beelzemon does not want you to trash from his hand. It is sad. It is sad because you are running out of pieces real fast, and they're not being trashed from the deck.
True.
Like again, this is people want to be like when that just starts popping you for like all the cards in your hand over and over again. You start crying. You start crying.
Yeah. Alphamon.
Crazy.
That's
gas.
I think, man, I definitely think it's really good. I'd put it at the bottom of gas.
You think it's? Have you seen the gameplay?
I have. I think it's strong, but I don't think it's strong enough. I don't think it's as good as some of these other decks. I just
watched it whoop this ass right quick. I just watched it whoop that ass.
I believe you.
That thing was crazy.
It can do things.
Alphamon can do things.
But I don't think it's consistent enough to do it every time.
I don't know. It looks crazy.
It is good, and it did get some good support. But I don't think it's. I don't think it's the top of gas. I definitely think it's at the bottom. It does struggle with a lot of those matchups, just because it's not as consistent.
All right, some of the new decks. For funny. Why are we funny here? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? No, not a thing.
That deck.
Not a thing.
Definitely put it above Hunters right now. I would say that it's tied with Shine, but I'm gonna put it underneath Shine just because of how much you're gonna see Shine.
You think it's tied with Shine?
Yeah, I think it's tied with Shine.
I can't see that.
I definitely think it's tied with Shine.
I can't see that at all.
I think it's tied with Shine. It's definitely better than Hunters.
I don't know. Hunters probably beats that ass when you think about it.
I don't think so. Got nothing to tuck.
Yeah, but Hunters
doesn't care if you suspend it because next turn it's going away.
But Hunters goes jamming, and it pops fast. It goes fast.
It can, but
your deck struggles with fast decks.
I don't know.
It needs setup.
It does need some setup, and it's got a lot of stall cards for that. I put it in Wise is the same, for sure.
But I think it's tied with Hunters.
Yes.
I don't think it's definitely not. It cannot be tied with this.
I think it's tied with Shine.
Because this is better than that. We'll get to it. And I can see the argument where this could be probably better. Like I have to see the matchup more, but I think Shine is just crazy, bro.
Well, the thing is, Hunters are still going to top, but you're going to see a lot less people playing it.
Yeah, because there's so many other things. There's so many things to play. There's so many things to play.
So You're still going to see it top. You're still going to see it do well. But you're just not going to see the representation. Just because, obviously, Shine Gray, all these new decks that everyone likes.
They're good.
And they're really good.
They're really good.
So it's not saying that Hunters is bad. It's just saying you're not going to see it as much. And so I think that some of these other decks, like Royal Knights, are just going to do better than Hunters.
But at the same time, I also don't know if I'd like it, but I don't think I like Royal Knights better than Beelzemon, to be honest. Like, when I think about it, like, Beelzemon killing you in 3 turns, Royal Knights be sad about that. I don't know. I don't think it's that much better than everything else. Royal Knights doesn't do anything against security control either. Like, what does Royal Knights do? Like, it's just like they're both going to stack, but like once Royal Knights comes out finally, they're not security control's going to have like 8 to 9 security, and then if you'll just start getting rid of everything slowly but surely, and then you don't have anything to play anymore after that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know really. I don't even know if it's up here.
It's got to be up there. You can't think like that. I mean, at the same time, you take this with a grain of salt. When this set did release in Japan, those were the only 2 decks dominating the entire format. Yes, our meta is different. Yes, our format's different. But at the same time, you can't just discount that information, because our meta is slightly different. But at the same time, it's a lot of the same decks doing a lot of the same things.
Okay. Rosemon.
If you're gonna keep it separate from Bloomlord, definitely. The new support is fun. It's cool. It's good, but it's just for fun.
100%.
I wouldn't think it would do anything by itself.
What's this?
Crossheart.
We haven't seen Crossheart in a bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Crossheart in almost there. It's still very strong, but why would you play it when you could play Hunters?
Yeah, like, why would you play it when you could play Hunters?
I would put it. You either put it at the bottom of gas or at the top of almost there. Just because it is still good.
Yeah.
I said at the top. Just because it can still do some things.
I thought Metal Greymon. I thought Machine Draw was better. I think Machine Dramon is better.
I don't know.
After I do support, I think
Machine Dramon does take a lot of setup though, and Shoutmon can kind of just hit you hard and fast.
Yeah, but Machine Dramon's been topping at least once. I'm just gonna put it just from the simple fact that it has been topping. I haven't seen it in a while.
You know what? I'll give you that.
The new Machine Dramon was good. The new support was good.
I agree, but again, most people aren't. Anyone that was playing Crossheart is now playing Hunters because it's a better deck.
100%.
And it's almost it's essentially the exact same thing. So you're seeing 98% of it drop off in representation.
Yeah, and again,
you're still gonna have. I'll say 95. I'll say 95% of drop off.
He said it's almost the same thing, guys. It's not almost the same thing. But Hunters has a tuck. It plays around Quartzmon.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about strategy as like playing like the crossing mechanic.
Yeah, he uses the cross mechanic, but I think those are two way different decks now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a way better version of that deck.
That's what I'm saying.
But of the cross mechanic, it's insane.
That's what I'm saying.
Now we're back to this. All right, you cannot look at these. You cannot look at probably most of these. It's a hard life. It's living a hard life.
It's still in gas.
It's living a hard life.
It's still in gas.
Like these, oh my god. Like these, oh my god.
It's near the bottom of gas.
This shit's crazy.
I'll give it to you. It's near the bottom of gas. I'd put it above. I'd say it's better than Alphamon.
Maybe.
I'd say it's better than Alphamon. I don't know if it's better than Ravemon.
Ravemon does. So Ravemon's actually a cool mechanic where Ravemon only comes out at the end of his turn. So on their turn, they don't get any of the cool stuff. But on our turn, we have 2 Digimon start off. It's pretty crazy. It's really funny actually when you think about it. And it can't stop Ravemon from doing his from attacking because it won't ever have a chance to come out during that time. Ravemon actually has a really good matchup into blue flare. This
Belphamon.
This here now when you talk about like contender, I think this is a contender for best deck in the format. Belphamon is crazy. This deck is insane, guys.
I definitely think it's insane.
Guys, look, this deck is actual complete counter to this deck. They made this deck. They made this deck, and they said, let's make a deck that counters it. That's what they did. Belphemon just goes, I'm gonna delete level 6s. This guy goes, I'm just gonna play level 6 for free, but I need them under my tamer, under my DGA. And it goes, yep, I'm gonna delete them. They're on the field with the ease, like the easiest of eases of deleting level 6. I've not seen a deck delete 6 level 6s as easy as that deck does.
I agree that it does delete level 6s easy.
Specifically level 6s. I don't understand.
It does. As long as you have the sleep mode out there, I mean, you can't touch it. It is a hard deck to compete against, and it requires so little setup.
And like, so once it's out here, what does this do? Like, it can't stop you from going.
You have to hope that they can't put sleep mode back on top of it.
Yeah.
And then you can touch it and diddle it and do shiny great things.
You can try. you can try. And then at that point, even then on their turn, it's swinging for 17k. 17. That's dumb. 17. I mean, it is not a slow deck either.
If you want to talk about how hard something hits, Wargrave could get upwards of 20.
Yeah, but like 17k,
easy.
2 checks, and it does it by it's protected the turn before. It's like it does it every turn. It's not like you can like it swings and then like next turn, okay, I'm gonna do something to it. No, it's like I'm gonna swing 2 checks and then I'm gonna go back to a sleep mode. Your turn. Like, what the fuck? It swings 2 checks, unsuspends, swings 2 more again. It's actually the dumbest thing. And then if you delete the small guys, thank you, bro. I needed those deleted so I can draw because they have their own deletion effects. It actually has a great matchup into Shine Wargrave. Has a great matchup into this. It can't be tucked, so it's gonna have a great matchup into that. Like, look, you cannot. This here, I could put it here and I'd be okay with it. These two, I think, are the best. I mean, these are the best decks in the format. Honestly,
I agree.
I think this
sure.
can go. I think this has a chance of just destroying every deck.
I agree. It does. We'll see what happens. Let's leave it like that for right now.
Yeah.
Just because, honestly, you could say those 3 are. I guess you theoretically could say 4, but just the representation of Hunters is going to drop off so much that you're not going to see it. You're still going to see it top. You're just not going to see as many top.
Yeah, which also means that people are going to be trying to tech against these cards now.
Those decks.
So these decks are going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit better for the people that do the good players that do play it.
Oh yeah,
because people are no longer teching for it.
Exactly, because they're not. I mean, the really good players definitely know that's still a thing. They're still going to have something a game plan and strategy against it for when they see it. Yeah. But you're right. The main 3 decks that everyone's going to be. Again, that's why I definitely want it up here, because it's going to be a meta-defining deck. Royal Knights.
Okay.
You can't deny that. Royal Knights, Belpha, and Shine Gray are going to be the meta-defining decks, and that's why originally I wanted to put Hunters down here at the top of Gas, just because it's not as meta-defining as those 3. Right, this format.
I think it's
still definitely good.
Respectful. You still gotta. I think it's still like it's that deck from the. Like, if there's one deck you're going to bring to the next format to this one, it'd be this one still. Like, if there's one. If you would choose any of these other decks that were like from other format, it would be Hunters.
I agree.
I mean, or BL's. Like, BL's is fucking great too, bro. Like, you can't. This format is going to be fun.
Well, again,
it's going to be a fun format.
With the raid Wargrave, with the new counter Ace, it does amplify the strength of that deck.
Well, there is also counter Ace that came out, yes.
Which is another reason why I definitely think the raid Wargrave is going to be so much better. It's going to do some things. But this is essentially where we're at. This is kind of what the conclusion we've come to. Let us know what you think. We definitely want to hear your opinions. Let us know if you think we're completely wrong. Let us know what you would change.
And vote who you think got the most right out of us two. There was actually one where we went back and forth a lot. So there's so many good decks in this format that's what makes it so amazing. So
absolutely. I think this is a very healthy, and a lot of decks can do really well. We're in a healthy meta. Yeah, we got some strong decks out there that are going to be meta defining, but at the same time we have a lot of strong decks that can compete against them. Not necessarily that they're always going to win, but they can compete, which I think makes a healthy meta. And plus, when you got 4 decks as competing for the best deck, I think you're doing good things.
I agree. Well, guys, if you enjoyed watching, drop a like, subscribe, and again, do what David said. Do those commenting. You know we like comments. And I hope everyone has a great day. Diginerds
Out.